Our solar system is a pretty busy place, but almost everything we see here, it's homegrown, born here, lives here, and will probably die here. But every so often, we get a visitor, a true outsider. And today, we're cracking open the case file on the third one we've ever confirmed, 3I/Atlas. And look, these things aren't just rocks. Think of them more like time capsules, or maybe messages in a bottle sent from some unknown star system carrying the chemical blueprints of whatever their home is like. So the real question, the big one, is what secrets are they hiding? What could they tell us that might just flip the script on everything we think we know about our galaxy? And then it happened. After all that time spent staring up at the sky, boom, a new traveler was spotted, just hurtling through our little cosmic neighborhood on a journey that started, well, who knows when. Probably long before any of our history books were even written. All right, so every good cosmic detective story has to start with a discovery, right? So let's get into the basics. How do we even spot this thing, and what was the first clue that told us, hey, this isn't from around here? Okay, so here are the hard facts of the case. The date, July 1st, 2025. The Atlas telescope array down in Chile is just doing its normal thing, scanning the skies for any asteroids that might get a little too close for comfort. But then it picks up something else, something moving way too fast on a path that just didn't make any sense. Now, to really get why this is such a huge deal, you gotta look at the timeline. Before 2017, we had confirmed 0. Zip, zilch, not a single interstellar visitor. Then, out of nowhere, we get the super weird Oumuamua. Then a couple years later, Borisov. And now, 3I/Atlas. That's 3 in less than 10 years. It's pretty clear we're getting way, way better at spotting these cosmic wanderers. So, the very first clue, the thing that screamed, this is not one of ours, was its path. Its trajectory through space. It was a total dead giveaway. And the key here is a term called a hyperbolic trajectory. See, pretty much everything in our solar system, planets, asteroids, comets, they're all locked into these big, repeating oval orbits around the sun. It's a closed loop. But this thing, no loop. It's on a one-way street. It's just passing through, saying hi, and then it's gone. And the smoking gun, the proof, comes down to one single number, its orbital eccentricity. It's just a fancy way of measuring how stretched out an orbit is. A perfect circle is a 0. A normal comet might be close to a 1. Anything over 1 means it's on an escape path. It's not coming back. 3I/Atlas, its eccentricity is over 6. 6. It's not just leaving, it's absolutely screaming through our solar system. Just to put that number into perspective, Earth's orbit is 0.017. So yeah, it's barely off from a perfect circle. So think of it like this. We're on a nice, predictable merry-go-round. This thing is a cannonball that's been fired from a completely different star system. Okay, so its path proved it was an alien. Case closed on that front. But the real secrets, the juicy details about where it came from, well, those are hidden in its chemistry, its chemical fingerprint. And when scientists took a closer look, oh boy, things got weird.
So what is this thing made of? I mean, that's the million-dollar question, right? And the way we figure that out is by analyzing the light that's bouncing off of it. It's kind of like a cosmic DNA test. At first, 3I/ATLS looked kind of normal, actually. As it got closer to the sun, it started to heat up and spray out gas and dust, forming that classic fuzzy halo we call a coma. We even spotted water. So you'd think, okay, it's just a comet from somewhere else. Case closed. Yeah, not so fast. Then came the first major surprise. The James Webb Space Telescope pointed its eye at it and found that the amount of carbon dioxide it was spitting out was just enormous. We're talking something like 8 times higher compared to its water than any comet we've ever seen from our own solar system. That was a huge clue that wherever this thing came from, it might be a very different place than here. Okay, so the high CO2 was weird for sure. But the next discovery was what really made everyone's jaws drop. When they started analyzing the metals that were literally boiling off its surface, they found a chemical signature that, according to our rulebook, just shouldn't be there. And here it is. In our solar system, nickel and iron are like cosmic best friends. They go everywhere together. You find one, you almost always find the other right next to it. But 3I/Atlas was breathing out a ton of nickel gas with almost no iron to be found.
I mean, that is just profoundly weird. It could mean it came from some super exotic, metal-heavy place, or maybe it's a chunk of a really specific type of alien planet. So, we've got a weird path, and we've got weird chemistry. How does this new puzzle piece fit in with the other two interstellar visitors we've already met?
It's like a rogues gallery, really. Every single one has been its own unique puzzle. First, you had Oumuamua, this weird cigar-shaped thing tumbling through space with no fuzzy coma at all. Then you had Borisov, which honestly looked pretty much like one of our run-of-the-mill comets. And now we have Atlas, with a chemical signature from another dimension. The big takeaway here? The galaxy is way, way more diverse than we ever gave it credit for.
And this is where the story gets really thrilling, and also a little stressful. See, this thing isn't sticking around for coffee. We have a very, very small window of time to study it before it just vanishes back into the deep dark forever.
The whole process is just a frantic race against the clock. The second it's detected, it's all hands on deck. The biggest and best telescopes we have, Hubble, JWST, they all scramble to get a look. Every single photon of light is precious because once it slingshots around the sun and heads back out, that's it. Game over. The show is done.
And that's why this is so important. We can't go to other star systems, not yet, but every once in a while, a piece of another star system comes to us. 3i Atlas is basically a free sample, delivered right to our doorstep by some cosmic courier service. A chance to study a piece of an alien world without ever leaving home. So, this all leaves us with a pretty mind-bending thought. If the only 3 visitors we've ever seen have been so wildly different from each other, what does that say about what's really out there? It suggests that the sheer variety of stuff floating between the stars is just staggering, far beyond what we imagined. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? When the 4th one shows up, what new secrets is it going to carry? What brand new questions is it going to make us ask?